Hello, everyone. My name is Lena Ropp, and I'm a plant-based chef, live in this sunny California, building a retreat center in Costa Rica, where we're moving next year with the whole family. And yeah, just love being here and seeing everyone. And I think it's so amazing. I have to say, it's such a wonderful platform where all like-minded people who are so, passionate about raw vegan lifestyle, about all the fruits and vegetables and greens, that we can all connect here on Sundays. I myself, I was in several classes, and it was such a pleasure, to see how people are engaging and how some of you cooking, some of you just listening, but everybody is asking questions. And it's just a great space, like nothing else, like Dr. Graham just said, like nothing else, to connect here and yeah, to make something delicious and then to share with the family and yeah, enjoy the day. So, well, I've been vegan for 7 years, and my whole family is vegan too. We actually live here like multi-generational family in one house. So I have 4 kids. I have my husband, my mom. She lives with us, and so we are kind of like an example that you can be 69, you can be 8, you can be 10, and you can just thrive on fruits and on all live food and perform perfectly, be full of energy all the time, and achieve great results in whatever you do. And I feel like it's my mission to share with the world, like how the whole family can thrive. And it's not only about somebody in a family. You can actually be a great example for your own kids. You can be an example for your husband, for your mom, and they will all support and they will all want to be the same, to have lots of energy, to thrive, to be always happy, because I think, guys, when we talk about being plant-based, raw vegan plant-based, high fruit plant-based, low-fat plant-based, it's not only about, fruits and vegetables and thriving on them. I think that something bigger opens up and, we're getting more connected with nature, with ourselves. And I totally feel like how I love myself, how I love, all people around me. And I think that plants, they really reconnect us back to who we are. And that's actually huge. That's actually awesome. That's how we just getting more energy and more time and more passion to be aligned with our values and to do good for people who are around us and for the planet in general. And yeah, that's awesome. I think it was the biggest transformation that ever happened to me when my family we choose that, okay, we want to thrive on plants. We want to trust plants, and we've been doing this for 7 years, and it works beautifully every single day. Every single day is a blessing, seriously. Yeah. So I'm very grateful being here, and we're making today delicious raw vegan blueberry cake. And there are so many recipes which will, ask for using cashews, coconut oil, lots of, complicated, loaded with fat, but still delicious ingredients. And making this kind of cakes once in a while is probably okay. But as we are trying to limit fat intake in our everyday life, and I actually make sweet desserts, once a week, twice a week, sometimes even more often, because kids really love, being in the kitchen and making all this deliciousness with me. So I'm trying to keep it low fat. And so this recipe is a low fat recipe, which I'm super happy to present you and to show you today. So if you're ready, please have your all ingredients, have your blender or food processor, whatever you use, both forks here, ready. And we can start with making a crust. And then we will make filling, and then, I'll show you all the rest. And talking about the crust, so any crust basically has just a couple ingredients. Some recipes use 5, 10 ingredients, 10 ingredients. I try to keep my recipes as simple as possible, so you not get lost, and it will be easy for you to remake, this recipe and maybe substitute in some ingredients. For example, I'm using here pumpkin seeds, raw pumpkin seeds, super beautiful, delicious, amazing. You can use sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, if you like nuts like walnuts, almonds, go ahead. I just like that. I think that seeds have more nutritional value, and I just more like them. That's why I'm trying to use pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds in my recipes for the crust. for second ingredient in a crust can be dates or can be any sweet ingredients like here I use dry cherries, but if you like, let's say raisins, you can use raisins, or if you have like dried apricots, it's totally fine using dry apricots, so whatever dry ingredients. So we kind of like just need to bind together, you know, dry ingredients and this sweet, delicious, oops, they're falling down, sweet, delicious ingredients. And I'm using just a tiny bit of water just to help blender to, you know, start the blending process. And yeah, so here we go. Let's open our blenders and just add all these both ingredients in here. So again, it's pumpkin seeds and dried cherries. And I'm using this tiny amount of water because I think it helps the process. Yeah. And so now all we do, we just close in the blender and we blend. I usually do it just for like 10 seconds because I'm using Vitamix. If your blender needs a little bit longer time, it's okay. So what we need, we're looking for a texture when we have tiny, tiny pieces of seeds and your dry fruits, and they have to stick together. And so we're using very small amount. So let's see. I'm going to turn on my blender. It will be a little bit loud. Yeah, hope you're okay about that. So yeah, that was exactly 10 seconds. And so look what I have now. It's all around my blender and it's totally fine because I'm taking my spatula, you know, this amazing tool, which I recommend having in every kitchen because it really helps to get all the pieces of your, you know, whatever you're making from the blender. It really helps. And so I'm going to put my crust in a pan. And as for today, I'm using this pan. So look, it's called spring form. So it has this, you see the attachment and the bottom, which you can, you know, remove. And it's super, I highly recommend having this kind of like in maybe even different sizes, because, you know, probably someday you will make a smaller cake, sometimes this one is 6-inch, but sometimes maybe you have bigger crowd, bigger family celebration, so you want to make 9-inch. So it's nice to have a set of them. Or, you know, there are like heart shapes, there are flower shapes, all kinds of shapes, so whatever calls for you. Just, yeah, it's very nice having them in the kitchen. And I use parchment paper to put in here on top of the pan. So I have it here, the piece of parchment paper. So it just helps you to remove the cake later when you when it's ready. So I just put it in here, look, on top of the bottom part, and I place the ring around, and I press the switch. And then look, my parchment paper is easily attached to my spring foam. I don't need this piece, so I probably just get it like this. Yeah, and so you see here, it's all ready. So now what we do, we're taking our blender and with a spoon or with a spatula, what you have, we're removing all the crust ingredients here into our pan. Okay, let's do it. So try to get all of them, all of the pieces, all of the seeds. If some seeds didn't blend or process, it's not a problem at all. It will be all working beautifully in your cake anyway. So just, you see, like I'm doing, I'm like scraping all the sides. So just scrape all the sides because it's super delicious ingredients. We don't want to lose any of it. Okay. So I have it all in here. So, and what we do next, guys? So I use just my fingers and we just pressing all the crust firmly inside of your bottom. And so try to spread it evenly around the whole pan. It will be very thin layer, but you know, if you like thicker crust, you can, you know, double the ingredients, and then it will be 1 cup of seeds, 1 cup of dry fruits. But in my opinion, just like this amount works beautifully, and you don't need additional ingredients. And so look what happened. So I'm just pressing, making sure everything is covered. So let me show you how it looks. So it looks exactly like this. You see this interesting color, cherries and pumpkin seeds. Yeah, and even if I turn it, upside down, nothing's happening because it's very, nice, binding ingredients, the dry fruit. So it sticks everything together. And okay, so our crust is ready. Let's place it here. And let's talk about ingredients for your filling. For the filling, we're gonna use lots of blueberries. So you see, we're using blueberries. I will use 2 cups of blueberries. And I will leave some blueberries, any amount to use as a topping. So if you didn't spread a little bit of blueberries for the topping, please go ahead and do it now. Just, a little bit like, a handful of blueberries just to put on top. Then we're using actually juice of citrus. We're using juice of oranges and juice of lemon. So we're going to squeeze them in a blender just in a minute. And we're using to sweeten our cake with several dates. And I use these juicy mijol dates. I have 3 of them. Again, depending on your liking, you can add 10, absolutely go ahead. But this was balanced, to have this amount, and it works beautifully. Then to thicken our cake, we're using couple ingredients. And I use zucchinis. Look how beautiful and cute these zucchinis. Again, look at the size of mine. They are like pretty small size zucchini. So if you have bigger zucchinis, maybe 1 would be enough. So these zucchinis we're gonna use, and we have a little bit of coconut meat. I didn't use any coconut oils in this recipe because coconut meat is the purest thing you can use. But if you don't have coconut meat available, go ahead and substitute it with coconut oil because we need this, creamy consistency, and so that's what coconut works. And as for coconut, guys, I have coconut here to show you. So that's a coconut, and this is this coconut you can open easily just using a metal straw. It has like 3 little dots here, and one of the dots is kind of softer than others. So what I do, I usually just stick like this the straw, drink the coconut water. Delicious, it's amazing to start your day. It's awesome. And then I just go outside and what I do, how I open it, I don't have any specific tool for this one. And so I just, throw it on the ground, like very hard, and then it opens up. And look, when we open, we have this beautiful coconut meat right here. And so all you need to do, you just get with the spoon, with your fingers, the amount of coconut meat you need for the recipe, or all the rest you can freeze, or you can, do I don't know, coconut flour, whatever you want to do, and use it in your recipes if you would like. So yeah, having now coconuts are available almost everywhere in supermarkets, so you can get coconuts anytime. But if you don't have, you can substitute this ingredient also. And yeah, so we will start actually with our zucchinis. And zucchinis, so these ones are organic. You can easily eat them with the peel, but in this recipe, I will sacrifice peel, so I will need to peel it, because if we add them green, the color will be not as beautiful. So we don't want to interact with the color. But leave these peels and use them in your other recipe, or just add them to the salad when you do salad later for today. So we're taking a knife and we remove the ends of the zucchini, both of them. And I highly recommend when you cook something, having in a kitchen, a bowl next to you. So you can put all your, trash right here. So you don't need to run all the time, looking where to put this and that. And so we just taken a regular vegetable peeler. Hopefully everyone having it. Very nice tool, having in every kitchen. And we just peel our zucchinis. Just nicely. So we need them to be white. So we're removing all the green parts. And again, adding zucchini to this recipe, first of all, it's amazing vegetable. Yeah, we all love noodles. We all like making noodles, just adding them to salads. But here it's a dessert, and why not to have in a dessert additional vegetable? And especially, it has, all the nutrients and fiber, and yeah, it's a good way to have your cake kind of elevate to another level, adding more nutrients, I think. Yeah. And again, it's instead of using cashews or like macadamia nuts or whatever nuts, because all the nuts will add fat and calorie, and just hard for your body to digest all these nuts in this quantity. So here we add in these beautiful zucchinis, and yeah, I'm pretty happy. My kids and the whole family having cake like this. So just cut your zucchini in several pieces, just like this size, so your blender is easier to start blending process. And we're taking our blender, and yeah, let's put zucchini in here. Okay. Then guys, what we add next? We can add our blueberries. So both cups go inside. Blueberries are my favorite. Adore blueberries so much. They're delicious. In salads, I love adding to my salad just like a cup of blueberries or 2 cups of blueberries in a salad. Such a beautiful crunch, and yeah, just juicy and sweet and yummy. So now we need to squeeze our citrus, and we have a couple oranges and 1 lemon. Again, if you like more lemon, I would add, bigger lemon or couple lemons. So this again, citrus juice, this amazing Valencia oranges, they are super sweet, so they add again additional sweetness. But I recommend you to follow this recipe, see how you like it, and next time maybe do some alterations. Maybe you will add more dates, or you will add more lemon. So yeah, I think everybody's taste palette is a little bit different, and so I highly recommend to find your way. Yeah, what you prefer the most in terms of your liking. So and to squeeze the oranges, you see, I'm using this, very very old-fashioned juicer, but it travels with me all over, in all houses we move in. It's always with me. I kind of like it. How easy it's to clean, how easy it's to use. Just kids can use it, you can use it. So we just squeeze in all the juice. Smells so good. Okay. So these were 2 oranges, guys. So because it's kind of like half a cup of orange juice, and yeah, so 2 oranges takes to do it. And then 1 lemon. Just again, cut it in half and get inside of your blender. Again, lemon juice is so awesome. With every salad, with every dressing. And actually, look, I have like the whole bunch of lemons there. We have a neighbor who has huge lemon tree, which is always sharing. It's so sweet. So we're just having abundance of locally grown lemons all year round, almost all year round. So, okay, we have it here. Then let's add our coconut meat. So here it is, very nice soft coconut meat. So it's all here. And I'm adding several minjol dates. And as for dates, guys, you can buy peated dates or dates with the peat. I kind of like dates with peat. It seems for me more whole food, like nobody touches them to remove the peat. So I like them whole, but always make sure you remove like this little flour on top of the date, and then that you remove the peat. And even if you use dates which are peated, always also make sure that there is no peat, because I had accidents when it says peated dates, but there was a peat, and you don't want your blender to mess up with all the peat. You don't want to ruin your recipe, and so just make sure you remove all the peat. So you put your dates in here. Then we have a couple spices I'm using today. One is cinnamon and vanilla. So as for the cinnamon, we will have just a teaspoon of cinnamon. Again, if you are a super big fan of cinnamon, add a couple teaspoons, because it will only elevate the recipe to, better flavorful level. And as for vanilla, I'm using here some vanilla, so I'm just adding 1 teaspoon. Again, vanilla is a nice addition to almost any dessert, because it gives this nice flavor. But not necessarily, even if we blend just, blueberries with zucchini, and it will work perfectly anyway. So it's again very up to you what to add and how to flavor your recipe, and if to add any spices at all. It's totally up to you. So again, what we have here, guys, we have zucchini, we have orange juice, we have lemon juice, we have lots of blueberries, we have some limited amount of coconut meat. We have dates, cinnamon, vanilla. I think that's it. I think that's all we added here. So yeah, look, it's all beautiful. And let's see what color we're gonna get when we blend this all. Okay, so depending on blueberries, it can be actually, you know, more purple, less purple. So it seriously depends on the variety you use. So let's see how it's gonna be here. I'm having my lid. Again, it will be a little bit loud, I apologize, but that's what we need. We need to use high-speed blender to combine all these ingredients together beautifully. If you're using food processor, absolutely the same. Okay? Yeah, so okay, let's blend it. Okay. So guys, look, it was 20 seconds for me to blend all the ingredients into this amazing, beautiful blueberry color. And yeah, so now all we do, we take our beautiful form, you know, with our crust, and we just pour all the filling on top of our crust. Yeah. And it makes pretty big cake, you know. In my situation, it's almost filling the whole pan. And then what I recommend you to do, just, you know, like move your pan a couple times, and even, you know, like tap on your counter a couple times, so it makes, you know, everything spread up evenly. And then yeah, it just like helps a little bit to set the filling on top of the crust. And now, so all we're doing, guys, we put in this cake to the freezer because we need to freeze it. And I would recommend to freeze at least for 3 hours. And or sometimes you make a cake and you put it in the freezer, then you get it the next day or, you know, the next morning. If you set it in the freezer for longer than 3 or 4 hours, then I would highly recommend you to get it out of the freezer, remove the ring, put your cake on a plate and let it sit on the counter for at least 30-40 minutes. So then you can, you know, just come and touch it with a finger and you will see if it's ready to be, you know, cut and served and enjoyed, because we want it to be kind of like hold the shape, but not to be super frozen, because we don't want to eat ice. And at the same time, we don't want it to be like super mushy. So again, it depends on what temperature you are in, you know, how fast it will be get, you know, unfreeze in your place where you live. But yeah, it can take from 30 to 40, sometimes 45 minutes. But yeah, so just be ready for that. And I actually made one cake yesterday to show you the final result. Let me go get it and I'll show you in a second. So look, it's exactly same ingredients, exactly everything the same, how I have it here. So I made it yesterday to show you guys how it's, you know, beautiful it looks and how you can put blueberries on top. You see, you can make a ring, you can just, you know, put them on top any way you want. And actually that's what I'm going to do right now. So I have this blueberries and yeah, I'll just do them like all around the rim, just in random. You can make some mandalas, you know, like you can make it as complicated as you want. You can add some strawberries or kiwi or, you know, ripe, beautiful mango on top. So to make it, you know, even, you know, more beautiful, I, in this case, using just blueberries. And so, yeah, I'm kind of making exactly the same what I have on this other cake. Yeah. So these are 2 cakes. So 2 of them, beautiful and ready. So this one I will let's sit again in a counter for like half an hour, and then my family and everybody will enjoy beautiful slice. And this one will go to the freezer to get set, and we'll enjoy it maybe tomorrow or, you know, in a couple of days, because it can easily be in your freezer for at least a week. And also, guys, I like adding to the cakes some edible flowers, and so I don't recommend to add it when you get your cake to the freezer, because then the flowers will get frozen and they kind of like will lose their color and you know, some beauty. So when you get cake out of the freezer, so yeah, you can go ahead and add some flowers. I'm using, flowers from my garden. Luckily, we have it here all year round again in California. Yeah, but you can grow edible flowers on your window. You don't have to have like a garden specifically for this, so you can do it on the window also. And so I just arrange these cute flowers. They are adorable, absolutely. I just arrange them around the cake, and I'm adding several also leaves of mint. I like using mint actually in my recipes a lot. I add to my salads. I think it brings such a vibrant, nice flavor to any of the creations. So again, I added all I plan to add here. So here how it looks, guys. Yeah, and so it will be ready to cut at least very, very, very soon.
Oh my gosh, that's stunning. Lena,
Thank you.